Hey boys and girls, we are back at it again with these modal auxiliary verbs. And if you remember from yesterday, we talked about these a little bit. And we talked a little bit about how they are a special kind of helping verb, that they help modify or change that verb so it changes the meaning. And we talked about possibility, obligation, necessity, or ability. And yesterday we talked about obligation and those verbs those modal auxiliary verbs that talk about obligation, which are shall, should, must, that they are telling you that you have a responsibility to do something, that it is something that you should be doing. Just like it's our obligation to come to school and learn, it's my obligation to come to school and teach you. That's what these verbs were talking about. We're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to still talk more about these verbs, but this time we're talking about the verbs that show possibility. And if you know what possibility is, take a second, think about it. Possibility is something that is likely to happen. So it's a possibility it could snow this winter. We know that it normally snows in the winter time, but it's not a guarantee that it's going to. It's a possibility. And these are those words. Could, like, could you open the window, please? They possibly could say no, but that word could is part of these verbs. We have the word might. We might go to the ball game tonight. Doesn't guarantee we're going, but the possibility is there. Can. Then can you go to the movies? Notice it is a question. So this is asking a question, not saying we can go to the movies, which is kind of more saying like, yes, we're going to go. This is, can you go to the movies? It's a possibility. They don't know if they can or not. They're not sure. So remember, this has this question right here. And we have may, as in, may I go to the bathroom? Another question here. Would is another one. Would you like some milk and cookies? My answer to that would be yes, please. We have will, and watch how it's being used. I think it will rain tomorrow. It's not saying it will rain. It's saying I think it will rain tomorrow. See how that's kind of helping out our think here? Then we have shall again, but it's used differently than the shall was before. So, shall I play my drum for you? So some of these we have to be careful because depending on how it's used depends on whether it's indicating a possibility or not. And again, it says here, did you notice that the verb shall can be used to show both obligation and possibility? So again, we said it's not used very much in the English and American language like it was many years ago. But it can be used both ways. You just have to be careful which way you're using it. So let's see. Which one is the verb that's going to show possibility? My keys may be in the car. Think about it. You circled, or you said may. You are correct. Next one. Oh, I'm sorry. It was asking for the verb, and we have the verb as be. And we're seeing how they work together. The verb may indicates a possibility of the location of the keys. What are the keys doing? Well, they're kind of being in the car. So let's try another one. The baby might be sleeping. Which one is that auxiliary verb that's talking about possibility? You should say might. And the action verb in this one, what is the baby doing? You should have answered sleeping. The baby is sleeping or might be sleeping. We have which verb is linking the two of them together. And your answer to that is be. So here, again, it says might indicates the possibility that the baby is sleeping. We have some practice ones. We're probably going to only do maybe 3 of them. Let's look, well, we'll go through all of them. Let's look at the first one, draw, where it says to circle the modal auxiliary verb that shows possibility and draw a square around the action verb. We're just going to talk about them. You could use a pencil if your pencil breaks. I'm sorry, you could use a pen if your pencil breaks. So the auxiliary verb that shows possibility would be could, and the action, what you're doing, is use. Check out number 2. Looking at the sun can hurt your eyes. Which one's your possibility word? Should be can. And your action verb here is hurt. May I go to the library for number 3? What is the possibility verb? Should be may. And then your action verb would be go. I would buy a snack if I had the money. Your possibility verb should be would. And then your action verb would be buy. What are you doing? You would be buying. What shall I wear today? Your possibility verb should be shall. And what are you doing? Wear. Let's double check our answers as the curtain comes across. Think that should be good to go. And you should have a worksheet to go with this.